All right, man, it's morning time. Get up, get at 'em, get your behind to work. The motorcycle parts ain't gonna pay for themselves, you dig? Yo, Sarge, I thought you were an outlaw. I am. I'm just smooth with it. I know. Sarge, is motorcycling the only thing you talk about? Is motorcycling the only thing you care about? Nope, I care about the Jacksonville Jaguars too.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this your man Kodak, the most hated, coming to you live from the Iron Elite Podcast with my man, Big Sarge, where we always keep it motorcycles. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know what it is.
This is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, and your 2024 Titan. You are now listening to Sarge on the Iron Elite Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're not listening to the Iron Elite Podcast, what are you really doing? Because we are talking motorcycles over here. You dig?
All right, man, it's Monday. Get your behind up, man. Let's do this before we even get this thing started. Let's do this real quick. Let's give the Lord a round of applause for waking your dusty butt up, man. Let's do it. Hey, man, shout out to my man, Detroit Rand and the Michigan crew, man. They were out there catching that heat yesterday, man. They were like, Sarge, it is so dang hot out here. But I'm going to tell you this, man. Stay with it, brother. Stick tight with it and get your whooping because the Lord said everything is going to be all right. Man, I can't be playing with y'all, man. Hey, it's the Iron Elite Podcast show, man. We're here. We done came back from going yonder all weekend long, man. I seen some y'all out there getting it in and doing your thing. But today is the I-10 post-interview. I know you're like, Sarge, all the time you're going to be talking about motor. Yeah, we're going to be talking about motorcycling today, man. And we're going to talk about going coast to coast. I've got some fabulous ladies with us today. They're going to talk about their epic ride. They done finally made it back to Missouri, man, from all kind of disrespectful heat coming across this doggone southern border. And oh, by the way, we just got the third one on, so everything's going to be all right. So y'all stand by. Let everybody know we on. Share it with a friend. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, again, good morning, everybody, man. Welcome to the Iron Elite Podcast show with your boy, Sarge. We're on this morning, man, and we're talking about motorcycle riding. And I have three beautiful, lovely young ladies on today who just came back again from their coast-to-coast ride. They started off from St. Louis, Missouri, man, to Jacksonville just to start. And then had to go all the way to Santa Monica Pier, California. And oh, by the way, had to make it back to the crib as well. So they're back. They're safe and sound. I'm going to bring them on this morning, and we're going to talk about their epic ride. So let's see if we can wake them up and get this thing cracking, man. Family, good morning. Top of the morning to you, ladies.
Good morning. Good
morning.
How's everybody?
Doing pretty good.
We're in recovery mode, but
Recovery
we're doing
mode, man.
Yes.
A good thing nobody had to walk around. I'd be seeing limps and trying to get everything worked out. Hey, but ladies, you did your thing. Let's first of all, before we get this thing done, let's go ahead and let's give you ladies a round of applause. Man, what y'all did was no joke. And they did it as a club, man. You know how things go as a club. Sometimes you be wanting to choke each other. Sometimes you love on each other. You go through what you have to do, and you have to do it together as a team. And that's what you ladies did this morning. So let's do this, if you don't mind. Let's go ahead and take a few minutes out, and let's go ahead and introduce ourselves to everybody and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Okay, well, I'll start. Again, my name is Tiffany Tate. My biker name is Storm. I'm out of St. Louis, Missouri. I've been riding for over 30 years. I started long distance riding in the past 10 years. I am the president here in St. Louis of the STL Hogg Sisters Motorcycle Club. And yeah, that's about it with me.
Well, all right.
Good morning. I'm Juanita Shaw, known as Most Wanted on the bike set. I've been riding since 2017. And that's it for me.
Oh, she ride. She ride for real. Y'all take a look at that bottom. That's second award gold star.
Yes, sir.
Who else we got?
I'm Claudette Kirk, and I'm CK on my biker name. And I've been riding since I started on mini bikes and trail bikes, and started when I was a kid and been riding for years.
Awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, finish.
That's about it. I enjoy riding. I've done long distance riding for a long time, and I just enjoy riding my bike and seeing the country on it.
Awesome stuff, ladies. Again, welcome this morning. So, okay, ladies, let's kick it off like this. Because I ain't gonna lie, doing this, man, this ain't the easiest thing to do in the world. Right. I ain't gonna lie, this is not the easiest thing. Would you guys agree on that?
Most definitely so.
It's not the easiest thing to do. So, from the time we registered for this ride, from the time we took off, did y'all have like a preparation phase? Okay, we're going to have meetings. We're going to do this. We're going to talk about this. We're going to prepare this. How long did it take you ladies to prepare for this ride?
Well, my main thing on preparation was starting the hydration early.
Yeah.
Just starting to drink overload on water early so that your system can get fully hydrated and be prepared. And your body could be prepared for the heat, because we were getting extra heat at the time that we decided to leave.
Yeah.
So that was the important part to me, and just getting ready.
Okay. We started
you want to say something too? Okay.
Yeah, we started. I'm glad she pointed that out, because that was first and foremost. And with us having the experience of long distance riding, we already knew that. We knew what month we were leaving. We knew what obstacle we would be faced with. So extra hydration actually started in January. And we would over a gallon per day was the goal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It didn't work for me.
I didn't say it got reached, but that stayed the goal. First and foremost.
Yeah, if you're doing a gallon a day, you winning.
Yeah.
You are winning. Yeah, awesome.
Storm started looking at the temperatures as it got closer to the time as well. And also like doing those morning wake up calls or text messages at, 3 in the morning, sending text messages at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning to try to get, you used to getting up.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Very cool. How well did that work? Did that work out well? Did anybody get cussed out?
No.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
I didn't care. I just kept it going. I would wait. I would text and say, "Okay, mount up, kickstands up," just to
Just to get them
alert
in that
them to
mindset.
let them know this might be what we might be doing.
Yeah.
But they, like I said, this was an experienced team, so it was just getting them back to what they were already accustomed to.
Okay.
Just preparing
Awesome.
for it.
Awesome. Did you guys do any, say maybe short rides or mini rides to prepare for this, or you just say, hey, we're pretty experienced riders. We're just gonna really just kind of work on the nourishment of the body type stuff. Did y'all do any prior rides to this, other than just maybe your normal club stuff?
I did. I had already been to Jackson, Mississippi and back, and Indianapolis. So I had been doing
Okay.
rides prior. I started riding in February.
Okay, some warm up rides and that.
And we
type of
did
stuff.
a ride as our club. We did a
Mhm.
ride
Tulsa.
to Tulsa, Oklahoma prior to this,
Okay.
but it wasn't in preparation for it.
Yeah.
But we knew in the back of our mind that that's something that you need to do. So
Right.
that was that had perfect timing because we were able to go and enjoy Black Wall Street in Tulsa and
That's what's up.
get that safety prep ride in as well. So it served a double purpose.
Okay, cool. As far as the bikes are concerned, were there any type of special things? Say as a group, we said, "Hey, man, this is what we want to do with the bike," or do we normally just do our, "Hey, we're gonna shoot it in the Harley and let Harley go ahead and go tire to tire and tell Harley what we get ready to do"? Is that what you guys do, or do y'all have any other type of checklists and things that you do for the bike prep wise?
I know for me in the mornings, I would check my oil, check my transmission. I just needed to know with the heat, how it was running, what the fluids were doing. And I'd look at the tires because the heat plays havoc on the tires in this when you're riding that hard and with the heat. So that was my prep and just kind of looking over everything because you're riding hard, you're going to sleep, you're waking up, you're ready to go, and you want to get out of the heat and get where you're going. And so it was important to me to just kind of look over everything and to see if everything was still tight and on there and not shaking and falling.
I know that's right, because this bike, things
Yeah.
will back up and shake out.
Right.
So before I left, I did have my bike checked out. I was told that when I get back, I was going to need a back tire, and then my
Yeah.
front tire was good. However, when we got out there, by the time I got to Phoenix, I needed a front tire. So I even had to get a new tire in the process while I was out there.
We're going to talk about it as we get in there because, matter of fact, let's put a pin in that because we are going to discuss that when we're talking about road conditions and the graduated wear and tear on tires. Even when you start off with a brand new set, you'll be surprised what bad roads and bad conditions can do to a brand new set of tires quickly.
Right.
And I basically knew what I had did last year, and after all our rides last year, I basically went in hibernation with my bike. So I knew preparing for this particular trip, I had to get a full overview. Brand new tires, look at linkage, check fluids. So I was one of those that just threw it at Harley and said, "This is what I'm getting ready to do. Get it ready for me."
That's what's up. Hey, man, shout out to David Bell. Top of the morning to the Bells, man. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Breezy Does It, man. Appreciate you guys being on with us this morning. So everybody that's on Facebook right now, I'm giving you a warning, 2 minutes, and we're heading over to YouTube. We'll be on Sarge Life and Motorcycling, the YouTube channel. If you would be so kind, open up another tab, head over to Sarge Life and Motorcycling, the YouTube channel, and follow us on there. We're going to only keep the Facebook stream up maybe for another 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to head over that direction. Excuse me, ladies. So at this point, so we're setting this thing up. We got our prep together. We're drinking our gallon of water, kind of, sort of, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, we got our bike tight because we got a dealership that we're dealing with, and as well as we know our preventive checks with making sure we're checking our fluids each and every time, those type of things.
Right.
Everybody took off. Am I relatively with a new set of tires? Am I correct, or close to a new set of tires?
Correct.
Okay, so say for a ride like this. Missouri ain't nowhere near as hot as Jacksonville, Florida is right now. Is that factual?
That's fact.
Okay. So for ladies like you guys you guys just went through springtime. So your spring conditions are really nice up there. I take it for your boy. He's been up there during that time. Your weather is nice right now.
Yes.
So with that being said, how do you pack your bike to deal with the southern border of the United States in end of May? Because y'all ride was the end of May. Am I correct? First week of June or end of May?
First week of June.
First week of June.
Mm-hmm.
How did you prepare? What did you pack? And what things that you guys needed to be able to deal with the heating conditions? And I like to get all three ladies' opinions on this. So, Prez, if you don't mind, let's start with you.
Okay. I packed first and foremost my number one go-to. It's a coolant shirt with how do you pronounce that?
Balaclava.
Balaclava.
Yeah.
It works like a charm. When I tell you, when I put that shirt and that balaclava combo on, it completely keeps the heat out. It allows me to sweat and perspire as I should, and that is my absolute go-to. I can pack 3 or 4 shirts, but I'll keep putting that on every single day because it was so effective.
Was that an item that you picked up maybe from Cycle Gear or
Yes,
Amazon or
yep,
Harley?
I bought it from Cycle Gear.
Okay.
And I've been wearing it for over 4 or 5 years. I probably need to go up a size bigger at this point, but I absolutely.
So now is this you said it's a complete shirt with a face hood? I mean a hood?
It's 2 pieces. So it's the shirt and then it's the hood part.
Right.
And it works. It absolutely works. It keeps the heat off my body where I do not feel it. Now I believe it's some pants that comes with it, as well as some arms, but I only have the shirt and the top part. And then in addition to that, talking about my packing, I pack similar shirts, very light, flimsy type of like shirts that are similar to that item. Very thin pants. And when it comes to my protection, then I'll go into, I don't use my clothes to protect me. I use accessories to protect me, so that I won't be weighed down so heavy with clothing. And that's basically what I packed to prepare for those temperatures.
All right. Okay. Most Wanted, you want to go next?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more of I'll just say what I packed. I had 3 pair of jeans.
Okay.
Because I'm different when it comes to that. My jeans, I wear the thicker jeans because we do have some jeans that are real thin. However, the thicker jeans like the Levi's and Wrangler, those are thicker jeans. So I wear those. I am one to definitely wear long sleeves no matter how hot it is. So I had 5 different long sleeve shirts. However, I used my reunion shirt because of what it was made of, as well as one of my shirts, and I would wash that, and use that because it was light, and it was light in color, and so that helped a lot. I used cooling towels, and I also had long compression socks. And that's
how does the compression socks for like riding long periods of time?
Oh my God.
Is it really good?
Necessary.
Yeah.
I encourage everybody, compression socks or even the compression tights. When you're doing long distance,
right,
keeps that blood flowing good and relieves that heaviness of just I'm tired. You won't feel that. You'll feel like you can keep going.
And for me, I wore them every other day. I just can't wear them every day. You know, some people can't, but for me, I have to give myself a break. However, I do have long socks that I wore. Some were men's long work socks, and they're really good to have. And then I had some regular ladies long socks as well. But that's basically what I had.
Okay. What you got, CK? What you got for us?
I feel the same way about the compression socks. As Most Wanted said, I wear the compression socks one day, and then I wear my long socks, which almost feel like compression socks sometimes, but I have to switch off. And I'd recommend it for anybody because it does kind of energize and helps your legs and your energy of your legs, I guess. For me, as far as clothing, I always wear my protective jacket and pants. And what I did as far as the heat and what I normally do is I'll have my cooling towel and wet it and wet my shirt. And as long as I have my vents open on my jacket, that keeps me cool. And the jacket keeps the shirt wet all day without it drying out. So I'm constantly getting a cool breeze. And that works for me. And I didn't get too hot. I did have my Camelback, so on really
Good stuff.
really hot situations, I'd ice it up, put it on my back, and that keeps you cool as well. It gives you the cool water as well. So that's how I did it.
Awesome.
Hey, Sarge, if I can add before we leave out of that particular question,
Okay.
as far as packing is concerned, despite me having those items, when I pack for any type of weather known to man. So in my bags was a leather jacket, leather chaps, rain suit,
Yeah, all that was in there.
coolant vest, and anything else. Because you can go from 100-degree weather to 33-degree weather, and we'll talk
Facts.
about that
Facts.
further.
Yeah.
You can put a
Yeah,
pin
we
in that.
definitely gonna get in that. You right on with that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's do this real quick. For everybody that's on Facebook, hey man, we in the 5-second countdown. We coming off Facebook. Please take this time, open up another tab to go to Sarge Life and Motorcycling on the YouTube channel. If you guys would be so kind to do that for us. And oh, by the way, when you step over there, go ahead and shoot us a like, man. We'd appreciate it. So matter of fact, let me kill this right now. Okay, Facebook, see you later. 3, 2, 1, we're done. Okay, sorry about that, ladies. So let me do this one thing because Most Wanted said something. That Iron Elite shirt, man, I'm just gonna say this, man. We put that shirt together. We wanted a shirt for riders. A shirt that could protect, a shirt that was not gonna get torn in the wind and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
A shirt could keep you cool, as well as a shirt big enough that you could put a base layer underneath,
Right.
even if it's in the wintertime. Now, I'm gonna say this real quick. Am I right? Sarge, you already wrote, shut up. Okay, so I'm gonna say this real quick. I went to Georgia Saturday. Went up about a 300-mile round trip. So yeah, about a cup of coffee. But it was so hot. I wore my Iron Elite shirt because, to be honest, I saw Most Wanted wearing hers, and it reminded me. And that shirt worked really, really well. With a baseline, I had a Cool Max, long sleeve Cool Max shirt with that Iron Elite shirt, and I was perfect.
Yeah.
90-something degree weather, man. So I'm gonna do that from here on out. I'm gonna put it that way for the rest of the summer. I'm not playing no more games with it. I'm sorry, ladies. I just want to put that in there. So I did see packing rain gear. I don't think on your ride it did a whole lot of raining. Y'all didn't get caught up too tough on rain, did you?
Coming into San Antonio, we got hammered with
Yeah.
Oh, really?
a quick,
Okay.
serious downpour.
Yeah.
Okay.
My jacket and my pants are already rain gear, so I'm already ready. But the rain into San Antonio, I mean, it was welcome, but it was a serious downpour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we were going through construction,
Mm.
and they don't give you very much on those lanes
Nope.
when they're narrowing the lanes for creating new lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was tight. The trucks were just barreling through. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
we
So,
had that for about a half hour. What was it, about 30 minutes?
Seems like 5
Coming to
hours.
construction. Coming to construction.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that rain and that
Yeah.
construction, it was horrible.
Mhm.
You know, I just happened to, I saw, you know, David Bell says always best to check your tires yourself. Do it with a gauge. And okay, because you ladies again, hot weather tires, PSI is expanding,
Yep.
and then by the time you wake up the next morning, PSI is decreasing.
Mhm.
Did you guys experience that on the road? And if you did, how did you deal with it?
I woke up in San Antonio, and when I went to check my tires, both of them were down. It was only down about 4 pounds. I mean, 4. Yeah, I guess it's pounds. So I did have to put a little air in there. But all the other times they were pretty much okay.
Good.
But
Is that what
particular
everybody?
time they were down,
Everybody's
and I
PSI
guess,
stayed pretty good.
excuse me?
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you? I think all of y'all have pretty new bikes. Am I correct?
It depends
Yeah.
on what you want to do. Mine's a
Yeah.
2019, so
Okay, so I don't know if a 2019 has a TPMS system to
yes, it
on
does.
your infotainment. You do. So do y'all go off the TPMS or do you manually check it yourself?
Manual check.
Manual check. Boy, I'm so glad you said that.
Yep.
Because that TPMS will have you going stir crazy. It
Right.
will.
Before we left, I was on the ground at Quick Trip with manually checking.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you hate to, and I just said that because I've noticed that here over the last couple of weeks, everybody's going across the 10. Tire pressure is going bananas, with tires inflating and well, not deflating as much, but expanding like it is nobody's business. Yeah, I see David said, I'm in San Antonio now. The construction I-10 on 35 is terrible.
yes.
On gauge for the tires, I will also refer to depth gauge. Facts. And the depth gauge is just a little coin that you can get from, Cycle Gear or Harley Davidson just to check the depth on the tires. That's a big. It doesn't get you out of looking at the tire all the way around.
Right.
Sure, because you can have good tread and then have a rip or tear somewhere, and you're gonna have big problems.
And that's where I kick in at because I'm so short. I know, even with me doing all the tire pressure checks and doing what I'm supposed to do, I can feel it. If I'm down close to that ground and I'm able to maneuver my bike a little bit more easier, I know that's a red flag that I might need some air because my bike is really high and at times I'm on my toes at times. So if I'm flat foot, I need some air.
And I got jokes. I got jokes.
Yep.
That's very cool. So,
Yep.
so Prez is how she measures the tires is if she touched the ground and off and flat footed, we got problems.
No problem.
Ain't no looseness in the rear or nothing. If I can touch the ground, we got some issues.
Yep. For real.
Hey man, y'all ignore me on a Monday, man.
That's okay. That's what works for me.
Okay, so ladies, let's talk about the road trip itself. So we get out to Jacksonville. I think you ladies spent the night in Jacksonville, am I correct?
Correct.
Yes.
So y'all spent the night in Jacksonville. What was our takeoff time that morning?
What, 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
It ended up being 10 by the time we left.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they took off at 10.
On 10.
If y'all had a chance to do it again, would you take off at 10?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. And the
Nice.
reason
Okay.
why is because we did that iron butt. And with iron butts, you need your energy. So we were
True.
able to get a good
True.
night's sleep. If we would have took off at 4, which would have been our original plan, our
I
sleep would
remember that
have
well. Yeah.
it would have cost us on the back end, and we
Yeah.
probably would have failed our 1,000 butt. So most definitely.
I think I remember when we talked on the phone, I was like, because y'all got in Jacksonville, what, about 10, 11 o'clock maybe?
Probably so, and
It
probably
was late.
It was
It
like
was real late. And I was like,
probably didn't go to bed, close our eyes until like midnight. So
yeah.
we needed 6 to 8 hours of sleep, 6 hours of sleep to complete that iron butt effect successfully.
Okay, so we getting it in the first leg of the ride, the Panhandle. So let's talk about from Jacksonville to, let's talk about the Jacksonville to Louisiana. What should we expect, and what did you ladies deal with coming across from Jacksonville to, let's take it from Jacksonville to New Orleans. Anything, any issues?
No, I think that was a pretty nice ride. It was through Louisiana. I thought it was. I don't really remember what the temperatures were, but I think we were pretty comfortable.
Yeah,
Mhm. I agree.
The sights were. It was really pretty going through there.
breathtaking, beautiful.
I've been to Louisiana, but I've never ridden the 10 across all the way over to Louisiana. So it was some really pretty sights, and we had a beautiful sunset that evening, and it was nicer there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. It really
And
was.
then the one thing, we went somewhere on the highway. I think we had taken off for that night because we were trying to do the iron butt. One good thing, we were on the side where the 1 or 2 mile long traffic jam.
Right.
They were doing construction on the other side.
Yeah.
It was, the traffic was backed up for every bit of 2-3 miles.
Yes.
Where was
On
this
the
at
other
now?
side,
Where was this at?
going through Louisiana. I think
Going
we
through-
had
okay.
left. We had rested for a little bit, and we left again. I can't remember, but it was somewhere through there, and the traffic was just way long on the other side.
Yeah.
We were just thankful that
Yeah,
We seen that twice, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we
So
seen it like that twice. During the whole ride, where the opposite side was just ridiculous shut down where we were like, glad we're not over there.
Hey, did y'all ever use the trash lane? Or y'all just get tired of
What are
sitting
you
there?
talking about? We don't know what you're talking about. What's that?
Hey, Sarge only gonna get us so much time. And then, man, I gotta get home, man. I gotta get home. Because I ain't gonna be buying a new clutch, and we ain't finna overheat this motorcycle. I'm gonna tell you now.
So you have to pick your poison.
Pick your poison. I'm gonna either get a ticket or I'm gonna be doing some major repairs.
Yep.
And also, with that being said, it's kind of funny because, again, the riding across in the hot weather versus the cold weather, it's a whole different thing when you're sitting on that highway in construction and those type of things, because your body's getting dehydrated, you're overheating. There's a lot of safety concerns when you're dealing with traffic. I've noticed here lately some of the people have actually flip their traveling time, and we're going to get there with you guys, because I know y'all had to kind of stop and then held over and flip the script on how you were traveling. Am I correct?
That was our plan.
So we'll take it. So Jacksonville to Louisiana, and I think you ladies are being very kind, because that's a very boring ride on the Panhandle. I think you're being very nice. It's a bunch of bushes until you at least get to Pensacola, and you're going across, whether that's Santa Rosa County, and then you get into Mobile. It's pretty, the water and all the channels and stuff out there. Am I correct?
Yes.
But y'all stop lying. Coming from Jacksonville to Tallahassee, ain't nothing out there but a bunch of bushes.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it facts.
Maybe we're really talking about the point that you're speaking of.
Yeah, you talk about Pensacola. When you get to Pensacola, west of Pensacola, you're transitioning from the Florida Alabama line. It gets a lot prettier out there.
And I tell you,
Nice
Sarge,
looking.
Florida has some of the most beautiful highways, and when I say beautiful, I mean clean.
Yes.
I love my city of St. Louis, but when I tell you, I see where the Florida tax dollars are going. And so
Yes.
we see a clean highway like that,
Right.
free of potholes and trash everywhere. That's beauty to us.
Yeah.
So again, I stand by what I said. It was a beautiful moment from Jacksonville all the way to New Orleans. That's considering where we've came from and the things that we see, stalled cars and stuff like that. It was beautiful.
Hey, shout out to Memphis. I hope y'all heard that, because Memphis, you suck. We ain't lie. Memphis, Detroit, we talking about y'all.
We're not bad at it.
We're not bad at
Ain't nobody better than Memphis. Nobody's better.
Yeah, so
Hey,
we had
I'm-
ride and no potholes, no.
Yeah. Hey, I'm running for mayor of Memphis,
Okay.
and I don't care about schools and crime. I don't care about none of that. I care about doing them, but fixing them raggedy behind roads. That's
Yep.
all I care
Yeah.
about doing.
Yes.
Okay, so ladies, so we again, we'll just kind of recap. Jacksonville to Louisiana, nice ride, no issues, smooth road, not too much eventful stuff going on. Am I correct?
Correct.
What did y'all shut down the first night? Did y'all shut down on the Panhandle?
What did we shut down? I don't even remember.
We didn't shut down until San Antonio.
Yikes!
No, we had that one stop.
Oh, well, we did
Just
what,
right.
a couple hours, an hour and a half at the Loves.
Yeah,
We
We took a nap.
We took a power stop.
yeah. Y'all some gangsters, man.
We did 1,000 miles in 24 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all put in some gangster work that first day. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. Your boy guilty. I didn't think y'all was gonna do it. I did not think y'all was gonna do it, but awesome work. And not because I didn't think you had the capabilities. I just thought the weather.
Yeah.
And then getting a late start, I thought the weather would play a big, heavy toll on you. Not to mention the traffic and the traffic would slow you down. But awesome, great job on you guys. So we going through New Orleans. Was there any issues going through New Orleans?
It wasn't any issues going through New Orleans.
Nothing major.
Okay. What about crack in the state of Texas, Beaumont? Any issues up in there we need to know about?
No, that's about where we stopped and
Yeah, I was just
had the
thinking,
power.
I was like, I remember that name.
Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first. It's the first. I'm not gonna say major city, but it's the first city
Yeah.
coming into Eastern Texas
Okay.
on the 10. Okay.
No issues. We was rolling. That's why that, Ironbutt was successful. We was straight through.
That's what's up. What about Houston? Getting into Houston, anything?
We had a bad gas stop. We had to leave, find somewhere else to get some gas.
Really?
Oh, it was people coming out the bushes. CK.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
We had stopped to get gas and we were talking. And then one guy came over and we kind of like looked, and then we had decided we were going to go ahead and get a little gas. But then it was like two guys came out the woodwork. So I was like, no, we need to go. We hurried up and got on our bikes and left.
Y'all in
In
y'all
the
was in-
attorney league group, you'll have people to say, okay, this is where the gas stops are. This is where this at. I wish, without offending anybody, and that's impossible because it might be somebody's home. I wish we can create that's the hood list. So we'll know.
Don't stop here.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we were rolling into some questionable spots. I mean,
And this was in Houston, or
It was right outside of Houston.
okay, on the other side of Houston, or before Houston?
On
Before, I think, wasn't it?
on the
I don't remember.
it was before we got into Houston.
Okay. That's
The
funny.
thing of it is, they look really nice. I mean, it looks like a nice, decent location from the
Yeah.
highway, but then when you
From the
pull up,
sign.
Because I noticed
Like-
right before you get in Houston, start seeing the Stuckey's gas stations. You'll see a lot of them out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
this was
Wow.
a Chevron or a Mobile. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
I think of Chevron.
Hey, so we escaped. That was so good. Good to
Yeah.
go. So other than creepy people at gas stations and outside of Houston, everything was pretty smooth there. So we get into San Antonio. We shut down in San Antonio. What was the strategy the next day leaving San Antonio? What time and what were we looking to accomplish on the next day?
Okay, so as we spoke of, we did the iron butt, and usually after iron butt, you got it in. And so there was no plans for the next day other than getting complete rest. We did the iron butt so that we can buy ourselves some rest time, so that we can redo our bodies. And in addition to that, we had family in San Antonio. And so the I-10 was more than just, we tapped into that social part of the I-10, and we were able to visit and see and stop people that lived off the I-10. And so we planned that perfectly. We ended up there, and that next day was for resting and getting our bodies back correct. Um, and that's what we did.
So what she means, like we got there that morning, we got a little rest.
Mhm,
We had dinner with our families,
mhm.
that kind of thing. The next morning we were up meeting at the Quick Trip at what, 5 or something like
It
that,
was 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
About 5, yeah.
And we started our next day, but we were able to rest
Mhm.
since we did that iron, but we
Mhm.
got in early enough to where we had that some hours to sleep, socialize with our families, get some more dinner or whatever,
Mhm.
and then go to bed at a decent time to get up and start over again.
Yeah.
Actually, I like that one. When you say, Sergeant, we shut down for the whole day, we're just going to try to transition. I said smart thinking, man. They're going to get some rest, they're going to regroup, and they're gonna put the pedal to the metal when they're ready to come out the gate. So smart. You guys had a very your ride was very calculated, and I could see the intelligence in you guys with the way you ride. And I ain't gonna even hold you. Sometimes it's not my job to per se tell people what to do, but I do hear some things and they tell me what they're gonna do, and the first thing I start going, oh my god. But it's everybody's ride, and the beauty of it is I'm allowing you to ride your ride, because there's gonna be lessons learned if you don't do it the right way.
Exactly.
Would you ladies agree with that?
I
Most
agree.
definitely.
You gonna pay a stupid tax if you don't do it the right way. That's facts.
And I've learned lessons in the past. That's
Oh,
how I know.
we'd all have paid them stupid taxes.
Yeah.
And what your parents used to say? Tell you what, you gonna learn. You gonna learn, and hopefully you learn that mistake and you never have to repeat it again. Especially when we're out here on these bikes. So, okay, so we held over into San Antonio, do some family time, which is a smart thing. It's ridiculous to go across the country and not be able to see people, places, and things. You know, so we get out. What was our strategy getting out of San Antonio? What time did we get out of San Antonio that day when we took off?
I think we took off about 5
About 5 a.m.
from the service station,
Okay.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
we rode all the way to El Paso.
Okay, let's talk about that stretch of road. Let's talk about what we affectionately call as the gauntlet. It's west of San Antonio. It's Bernie, Texas to El Paso. That's the stretch of highway for all our listeners out here that haven't done the 10 yet. That's the stretch of highway that you don't want to make a whole lot of mistakes on, because there's not a lot of cities, major towns. There's not a lot of Harley Davidson dealerships. There's not a lot of gas stations the way you think coming off that 10. So you really want to be calculated about what you're doing, when you're doing it, and how you're doing. Not to mention you're going across the desert,
Yes.
and everything is active in the summertime in the desert. Is that right, ladies?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's talk about that stretch. Who wants to take this first, the first leg? Bernie, Texas to El Paso.
Okay.
I know the first part of the ride was really nice. It was cool. We were still in the rocks. So the temperature wise, it was really nice. But it was it's literally like you cross this line. You go from, you're like feeling good, you're cool, and it's literally you cross a line and then it's just immediate heat. And after that, it's all over. It's just hot all the way. There's no shade,
that Western
no,
Texas heat say,
no tree, no rock, no anything that's going to offer you any shade. So at that point, you just want to get through. Just want to get to somewhere where you can sit down and be cool for a little while, because it was hot.
Yeah.
That's when we hit the probably the hottest temperature we had hit since the whole ride started.
How
Yeah.
hot did it get?
Shoot, I don't know.
I don't know. It's probably in the hundreds. I know we got
It was in the
El Paso,
hundreds.
it was in the hundreds.
Hey, you know when it's over 100, you know what that is, right? That's devil's underwear hot.
Yeah.
That's a whole different type of hot.
Yeah.
And then that desert heat, and this is something we didn't talk about. You got the east from Houston to Jacksonville, you got hot with humidity.
Yeah.
There's sweltering heat. And then you got from San Antonio west, you got microwavable heat, desert heat. So you got to condition your body to deal with two types of heat. How did you ladies do that?
Going back, I will say, just to even prepare for the heat, to prepare to condition it, we tracked it. So we knew how much riding time we had before it got to that 100 and above. And we had already said we was not going to ride. And once it reached 100, we're done. We're shutting it down. We used a method that I like to refer to as shift riding. So we chose shifts. You got that 3 to 11 shift, you got the 7 to 11 shift, things like that. So we picked the shift. So we were anticipating on arriving into El Paso before noontime, but you know, with your gas stops and lingering a little bit longer, that costs you from the back end. So there is no way to prepare for heat. You either ride in it or you don't. And we chose not to, but because we lingered and wasn't successful with some of our gas and goes, we caught the back end of it. And so, okay, so now you got it and you're riding. You're in that stretch of that gauntlet. And what works for me, and one of the requests that I would give to my road captain is, I got this, I can do this. But if we see a rest area, please let me stop, drink real good, wear my body down, and I'll get right back in it. And we'll keep going. That's the only way you're getting past it. You either do it or you don't. There's no plan. That heat rules the world at that point. And the only thing you want to do is survive. And the good thing is we didn't have a lot of it. Once we got to El Paso, it was 100 and above. We were done.
Okay, so I broke my cup holder before I even left. So I didn't have a cup holder. And I was talking to Low Key about that, and he was like, just make sure at every gas stop you at least drink 16 ounces of water. And so I was like, bet, I'm going to do that. And at one gas stop, I had a body armor, is that what it's called? It's a essential water bottle, and it was just big. I drank the water, but I went back in the restroom, and I filled it with water. Now, I had a tank under my shirt. I would take my shirt off, the shirt that I had on top, and I'd wet it. And I put it back on, and I had water in that bottle. So when it was time to take off, I just poured the water all over me. And I just keep myself, like that as well. Mm-hmm. And I do that at every gas stop. I mean, they don't want to see my Brown Pounder Iron Elite shirt anymore. They got kind of sick of looking at it, but that shirt was everything.
That shirt is the funk. I mean, because you can wash it in the hotel room and you throw water on it. I think it's the funk, personally.
And you can, and as hot as it is, it doesn't matter if it's not dry because you just don't get it wet anyway.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
That's what I did. And I was good.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of curious, ladies, doing that stretch of highway. Were you ladies riding tank to tank, or y'all was like maybe half tank or a quarter, half a tank? Mm-hmm. So, tell me this. So, because you're making more frequent gas stops, which I think is smart, half tank to half tank, doing that stretch of road, especially if you're not really familiar with it, and if you're going through extreme weathers. Did you guys take that time to be able to hydrate more by not going, from tank to tank?
Yes, most definitely. Hydrating with things that replenish those electrolytes. So it became more than just water. It became grabbing a cup of watermelon, getting some body armor or some Gatorade or some Gator Light, something that can replenish those electrolytes, not just chugging down water.
Water, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You know, somebody told me, somebody who we had ride. Shout out to my boy Carl. He was actually saying he got to a point coming through Texas, got to a point where he just had too much water.
Yeah.
And it was having a reverse effect. Matter of fact, I had Nurse Tiffany on, and we did a whole show speaking about that. So it's kind of interesting. I heard you guys say watermelon, electrolytes, water, those type of things. You had a nice mix going on because y'all tell me, ladies, if you allow yourself to get dehydrated, you can't rush and get rehydrated.
Right.
There's a time process to this, and once you get to that point, you can never, you start drinking so much water, you mess yourself up.
Right. And I'm asthmatic.
Me too.
And so, I can't just be out there willy-nilly just trying to, I have to have some kind of plan, for self. And so that's important that you do those alternating things. Have some kind of plan.
Okay. So we traverse this crazy thing called the Gauntlet. If you don't mind, we're going to move on to the next stretch of road. From El Paso, now we're getting ready to cross into New Mexico. From El Paso to Phoenix. Let's talk about that portion, if you don't mind.
That was just hot.
Okay.
That little stretch. And we left early in the morning, wee hours, and I mean it was nice when we first took off. We had like a little bit of niceness, but then that little stretch was just hot. And I would say that was a shorter stretch for us because we just went El Paso to Phoenix. And then we shut it down.
Right.
Shut it down. It was I think it was 107 when we got to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's that shift ride. So we did that 3 to, we probably didn't do 11. We did that 3 to 11 and we were done. And one thing that makes shift riding successful is the contacts and the people that we've built relationships with across the country in the motorcycle community, our family that we're in touch with, because shift riding can be expensive if you're going to connect hotels to it, because that means we're coming in prior to original check-in time. So if we engage with a hotel, they may make us pay for 2 days. So I know I said I wanted to make sure that the Earn Elite community that's coming aboard understands the importance of being a solid individual in this motorcycle community so that you can receive the assistance you need when you're doing challenges like this. We were able to go to a location, go to someone's house that would allow us to sit during those hot times, and so we can get back up later on. And that saved us a lot of money. So that was a very important part of this experiment.
And since we're in this section, big shout out to the St. Louis Buffalo Soldiers getting in touch with the El Paso Buffalo Soldiers and their national president, Motown, for coming in El Paso, picking us up, making sure we were good, allowing us to stay overnight and getting us on the road from El Paso. He escorted us even out, and it was just, that was really awesome.
Yes.
And shout out to Down to Pound, Big Country, and Bird brought us a case of water when we got to Phoenix, and just really needed that, at that point because it was so hot. Yes. So that section right there was big. It was really big.
That's relationship connecting. Yeah. That's nurture. Even people that we don't know, the people that we do know are able to pick up the phone and say, hey, those are good people. Yeah. Take care of them. And so that takes a domino effect. So that's why it's so important. I cannot say that enough, to build relationships in the motorcycle community, nurture the relationships, and be able to have this particular tool when you're doing challenges like this. It helped us tremendously.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me do this. Man, shout out, man. When you guys said the Buffalo Soldiers out of El Paso, the hair went up on my arms. Man, shout out to those guys because I went through in April and they took care of me. They bedded me down. They made sure I had a great meal to eat, of some
Yeah.
fellowship, and they escorted me through their city all the way into New Mexico, man. So shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers, mad love. What you guys just said about them just reinforced what I already knew about them. So shout out to them. Big Country again, one of my I-10 to the end ambassadors, man. He's always showing mad love on that 10 for anybody that comes across for the I-10. So, I got giddy when I was listening to you guys say it because those guys were consistent with showing love to other riders coming across the country. Without them, man, we couldn't do half the things that we do. So shout out to Big Country, man. So awesome, ladies. So I'm hearing this. You guys are getting love because you carry yourself well and people love you.
Exactly.
So you're doing the right thing. When you're doing the right thing, you get the right thing done by you.
Exactly.
So
right.
we if everybody don't notice, man, the theme of this ride is hot. It's hot. So and I thought it was pretty unique the way you guys said your shifts and the way how you manipulated that with staying with folks, maybe just for a few hours of time, and then in turn around and being able to, I guess, line that up with your hotel stays. So you can get the most out of your hotel. So smart, again, very intelligent ride. And I'm checking out you guys with things. So far, I hadn't seen a step that you guys missed so far. Seemed like you were doing things smart. You wasn't in a track meet to try to hurry up and get there and wear yourself to the ground. You seem like you were very calculated and deliberate. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that because I do see differently sometimes. And it scares us sometimes. And sometimes I see really good rides. But, so again, thank you for that. So we're in the Phoenix. We get to Phoenix. Do we stay there? Do we spend the night in Phoenix, or we push through Phoenix?
We had to get
We stayed the day.
Stay
Yeah.
today.
Okay. So y'all hung out in Phoenix.
that's where I
don't
had
blame
to
you.
put my tire.
Yeah,
That's why you had to put a new tire on. Okay.
So we stayed the day, but we got back up once again, tracking those temperatures across the I-10. So we knew at 10 o'clock that the temperatures were going to start dropping by 2, by 3, by 4. So we knew what was doable. So at 10 o'clock, we left out of our hotel. We got back on the road and we rode through the night from Phoenix.
That's right. Into Kelly. Y'all did a night ride. Man.
Yep.
Okay.
We rode
And the
straight.
thing about that ride was that it was still 199 or 100 degrees when we left. But when we started going through the mountains and all that, we had hot and cold.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when we came out of that area and kind of, I guess we crossed into Cali, I think that's where it was, we had like 60-degree weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
true.
where those leathers kicked in at.
Right.
So despite whatever temperature you're heading into, you have to be prepared for anything. And I think a lot of riders know that, but it definitely kicked in to the point where we had to pull over and regroup. We went,
Y'all-
from,
Y'all always say pack your bike for all 4 seasons.
yep.
Yeah. Pack, don't take for granted that just because you're in the summertime, you bring a bunch of summer stuff and nothing to help you because you get in the high elevations of the mountains. And there's certain places you can ride in New Mexico in June, and in the morning it'd be 50-something degrees.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay.
as far as that particular shift, I got my little cute sayings for everything, but as far as riding at that particular shift, we rode Bandino style. And what that meant to us is we had the lights in the front. Our road captain bike is lit up. Had her in the front. My pipes are louder, so I was to the right. Most wanted can see real good. So we had one in the center and 2 on the sides, stayed close together. And basically we were being protective of the wildlife at that moment, watching for 18-wheelers coming out because the 18-wheelers do what they want to do during the nighttime. So you got to really watch your tail on that. But we rode real hard and rode in that format, in that formation, until we got into an area where it was some traffic or incoming or something like that. And we were successful at that.
Awesome. So getting into Cali now, we're in the splitting lane territory. Going into LA, let's talk about splitting lanes. Have anybody not
It was
split
new to
lanes
me.
before? It was new. So you didn't split no lanes the last time you went, did you?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, well let's talk
And I
about
went
it.
and I went straight to the pier. I
Oh
had
my god.
when I went the first time, I didn't have any problems.
Wow.
I was
Okay.
I was actually anticipating it. I absolutely enjoy it. It's like a thrill, adrenaline rush for me. I couldn't wait to get to California. I would have did it even if it wasn't any traffic. I would have just did it just to be.
Wow.
But I had
It's so rebellious.
yes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I had spoke with her
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
about it.
I'm trying to get CK back. She
Oh,
probably
okay.
lost her camera for a second, but as soon as she comes back up, I'll put you back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like, "You gonna have to do it. You gonna have to do it."
Any issues with it?
No,
No, none at all.
they start doing it, and I just follow
You
suit.
know, I told her what we was gonna do, put my highway pegs up, put my flashers on, and hit those pipes. And soon as we got started, it was just like we was parting the Red Sea because the cars just came out. Like I said, I have fun with it. They had moved, and I was still hitting the clutch, just making the pipes, growl, just to be doing it. But that was part of our experience. So
Right.
I wouldn't have went to California through Los Angeles traffic without being able to experience that and letting her experience it as well. And the
So,
Californians, they used to it. They're all
oh yeah,
for
they
it.
understand the assignment. They do.
Mhm.
So what would you ladies suggest to, or what would you tell somebody who's never split lanes before coming into LA? What advice would you give them?
First off, do it. One thing that I encourage people to do, even in motorcycling, is to be fearless. Be fearless and be strong. So once you process the act of being fearless, what that means to me is you can do anything that you put your mind to doing. So get comfortable on your bike, know what it takes to get through there, look at it, look over the horizon so you can see what you're dealing with. Like I said, put the highway pegs up, put your flashers on, and begin the process of just clutching. Be patient with it because you might get somebody traveling through California that doesn't understand it, and they might be on the freeway as well. So keep your eyes on the tires, keep your eyes on the white line, because if somebody's coming close to the white line, they're coming over. And just be patient with the process, but build your confidence and be cocky and bold with it. But get it done.
That's facts. CK, do you have anything on the splitting lanes? Because we lost you there for a second.
Oh,
Anything, any advice at all for us?
no, I just know when we went into Cali, which was good, our timing was good because we really didn't have any traffic going up to Santa Monica. On the way back, we did. And thank goodness we really didn't have to do that too long because of it was literally an accident or something over there. And then once we got past there, our traffic was pretty good going back. Now the traffic had kicked in going north on the freeway, but going back east, it was pretty good. So I was glad for that.
Now, when we got in, we got a little. I guess we were getting close to our destination. Because of how traffic was, I got kind of. I wasn't able to get over because of a van or whatever, and they went on around that curve, and then I went on down like I was going to Sacramento. So
Really? Okay.
yeah, so but I have knowledge of figuring out my way. So I just went on around, no panic, and got off on the next exit, found 10, where 10, connected back on, went around, found my exit to Santa Monica, and got right back on there. When I got down there, I think I was down on the bottom. They were probably already up on top, but I was at the beach and made my turnaround, and I came up, and they were sitting at the top of the pier, and So we matched right back up. We got right back together.
Good. LA is one of them cities, man. You don't want to be getting off. You don't want to make too many mistakes on getting off on exits and stuff because it takes a minute to get your behind back on. And then obviously we're all used to using MapQuest or whatever GPS device we have for navigating. I tell everybody, once you get into LA, shut it down. Just follow the sign.
Yeah.
Because it's trying to maneuver you around traffic and accidents and detours and all those type of things. You'd be surprised how many people have catch the devil wants to get into Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Trying to get to the pier. I've had them damn near on the way heading to Malibu, trying to get to the pier. So ladies, let's take it from this. We'll go ahead and take it in home. We're now in Santa Monica Pier. We're doing our thing. We're successful. We done made it. God dang it, I'm cussing Sarge behind out because he put us through all this foolishness. Let's do this. The last segment. Let's say the good, the bad, the ugly. What were your takeaways from this ride, and what would you like to leave us with?
The good, the bad, and the ugly for me. The good was the experience. I came from a family of motorcyclists, and at one point, I want to write a memoir about my family and all their travels. So this was an opportunity. I'll be able to add this. I did a lot of different extraordinary motorcycle experiments, and I'll be adding this one. That was the good. The bad, I would like to say, just being able to mentally handle the stress of the 18-wheelers, the games they can play sometimes, and your mind being sharp, you keeping your mental psyche in check so you won't react to things that might happen to you. The ugly, there was no ugly for me. This was an absolute amazing experience. Whatever mistakes were made were learning tools for me on my next journey. So I would have to eliminate ugly because I am just absolutely in awe about the experiment itself on all levels. It was amazing for me.
Awesome. Juanita, I'm gonna let you go last because I got some questions for you. So CK, can you go next if you don't mind? Let me see if I can pop her back on. Let's see.
I'd say
CK, we got you? Okay.
Yes. A lot of what Storm said, you just have to. The good was that we overall had a good time. We saw some good sights. We got to spend time with family, and some good people, and just overall make good of the temps that we had to deal with. Mainly, that was the only thing that was really anything that we had to suffer through or deal with. But we made the best of it that we could. The bad, the ugly. The ugly was just it gets ugly out there because you're hot, you're tired sometimes, and you just want to stop, but you have to keep going. So the mental thing of that, being mentally prepared for the distance and knowing you have to do the distance, so you have to keep your mind focused and in line with what you have to do, because there's times where you can say, okay, I'll just stop, but you want to stay on point and stay on your goal and just keep it moving.
Awesome. So most wanted, I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm just gonna have a couple questions for you because obviously it's the second time. But I do have an interesting question. Go for it, ma'am.
Okay. The good, being able to get out there for a second time and with my sisters, that was a good thing. The bad, I don't really think that the construction was bad, but it is what it is, as far as that. And the ugly, the heat, it was ugly, but we handled it,
Yeah.
and it was kind of scary for me, like I said, sometimes because I did get hot, and I talked to someone, I was like, I don't want to quit, and thinking these things in my mind and talking to someone on the phone about it, not talking to them because, sometimes you just need another person to listen to you. And I was like, I don't want to quit. And he said, you know why you're not going to quit? And I was like, why? He said, because you're not a quitter. You don't teach your students that, and you're going to show them exactly what you are saying by finishing. And so I said, you're right. And so no matter what, I might have been too cold, or I might have been too hot, or I might have had an issue with a tire, I will not quit. I'm not going to quit. I want people, other riders as well, to see there's another way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
So just, you can't give up. Just think of another direction to go and make it happen. And so that's what I did.
Awesome. Is it because obviously we've had riders that have went across the country several times, many times, but your dynamic was a little bit different. You were registered and everybody knew, and I just wonder sometimes, was that okay? The first time you made, you're like, yeah, I made it, man. And it was like, the second time, did you have maybe just the confidence to say, man, I got this, wrapped? Or was the second time, was it more nerves? How did you feel the second time knowing that, okay?
The first time, you know what? The first time, I enjoyed both times. Don't get me wrong. But the first time, me doing it by myself, I still wasn't by myself.
Mhm.
I mean, I had people meeting me and riding with me, and I left my sunscreen. They brought me sunscreen. I was just every step of the way. There was someone, and it was just a good ride all the way through. I did ride through the daytime heat when I left Chandler, Arizona, and I rode from Chandler, Arizona. I got back on the 10 and rode all the way to California that last day. So I went through Phoenix and everything through the heat of the day. So that was a different thing for me to flip-flop it. The heat was hotter this time. So it was more challenging actually this time than it was the first time for me.
No one ride is ever the same, is it?
No,
No one ride.
no one, you can't expect it to be the same. You really can't. I mean, the highway will be the same. Well, the highway is not even the same. All this,
Down the highway, it might not even be the same.
I had a pour down when I left Jacksonville the first time. I think I was gone maybe 2 hours, and it was pour down rain, and I didn't have any rain this time. However, I'm thinking we're going to get all the way through and no rain. Shoot, we get to San Antonio and there's the pour down.
And that's when it never rains in San Antonio. It
Yeah.
always rains in the Panhandle. I was just kind of curious because we do have clubs who come across. I've had quite a few, and I know me being in a club, being a retired member of a club. There are a lot of different dynamics that come into play. When you're riding as a club, of course, as a club, we love on each other as a club. We argue with each other as a club. We complain about each other as a club. And there are egos and different things we have to negotiate and deal with when we ride. But nothing warms my heart more than when I see a club start smiling. I don't care what you look like in the middle of the ride.
Yeah.
I care about what you look like after the ride.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, ladies?
Yes.
Because it builds a bond, a cohesiveness.
Yes.
When you go through and you go on that road and you deal with each other's
Yes.
issues, the weather, the traffic, the
Yes.
sleep deprivation, all those
Yes.
things, and at the end of the ride, you can still be there just as tight with each other as you were when you first took off.
Most definitely so. Years ago, someone told me in my earlier motorcycling years, I had a what I call a OG tell me, you know what, Storm, if you got some drama going on in your club, that's because y'all not riding enough. Get on that highway so y'all can get to know each other, understand each other, and once you experience things, you'll have a higher level of respect for each other because of what you've been through.
Yes.
And so this was an amazing experience for us as club sisters, to be able to accomplish this, have this memory embedded into our experience, and just know each other, what each other tolerate, what we don't, our morals, our principles, even our riding styles. How we ride locally is different um, on the road. Being able to understand our road captain, her rules, her standards, what she wants of us, and her being patient and giving us time to deliver that. Um, that was all something that we learned and were able to achieve on that road. We can't achieve that going to somebody's set night. We can't achieve that meeting up at the park. But we got it done on this ride.
You sure did. Hey, I got riders number 67, second award gold star. I got rider 251 and 252. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, so much for caring enough to share your ride with us today. We're going to be better motorcycle riders for
Definitely.
ladies like you, setting the example and inspiring to inspire us to do what some of us might think is the impossible.
Yes.
So with that being said, ladies, thank you so much. Any last words before we shut it down and let you guys get to your day jobs?
Well, you know, somebody already asked me last night about doing I-10 next year.
You are a beast. I'm telling you.
I was like,
Hey,
what?
Hey, you ain't no highway bully no more. You a highway boss.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ladies, I wish I could have had CK here to wave. I think maybe she might have been in a bad Wi-Fi area or phone running out of gas or whatever. But tell her we said congratulations. Much love to the STL Hogg sisters. Am I correct? MC.
Yes,
absolutely.
Out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you now, I ain't want to say it while we was in the middle of the interview. But y'all got raggedy roads too in St. Louis. I ain't going to play with you.
Oh, we know.
Yes.
Get the road fixed, ladies. God bless. And take care. We'll see you later.
Thank you,
All
Big
right.
Sarge.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Deuces. I lost my fingernails.
Hey, there you go, man. We have the STL Hogg sisters, MC of St. Louis, Missouri, just came through and made that I-10 to the end look like nothing, man. Those ladies went through, did their thing, man. So, again, congratulations, ladies. Congratulations for a successful ride. So, with that being said, hey, man, we have the Michigan and South Carolina edition with Detroit Randy, him and his crew, man, they're doing their thing. As a matter of fact, as we were speaking today, I believe that they are west of Houston now, on their way to San Antonio. Should be in San Antonio here soon. They're doing their thing, man. Y'all continue to track those guys. Continue to throw prayers up for those guys. A safe ride as they traverse the southern portion of the country on that disrespectful highway called the Interstate 10. It is very hot out there right now. We also have Soldiers United, man. I have my man Chill and Titan that just left Jacksonville, Florida this morning about 3 a.m. So they're getting it, man. They ain't playing no games with it. I say, how far are you going, fellas? They say, Sarge, we're going to San Antonio. So, man, they got to ride. Man, they got to ride. So shout out to them, man. Keep them in your prayers as well, man. Thank you to everybody who continues to rock with us on the platform, on the podcast, in the community, the whole Iron Elite Get Down. Thank you for everybody who continues to show love and dedication to what we're doing. I ask you guys, if you have not done it already, please take the time to subscribe to Sarge Life and Motorcycling, the YouTube channel, to help us get even stronger, to help us get even better. And oh, by the way, shoot us a like, shoot us a comment, man. It keeps the algorithm going. It keeps the activity for the page strong. Trust and believe. You might not think your little like or your little comment helps with what we do. It does largely. When our channel, when our page is active, it makes it active on YouTube for us, and it kind of YouTube continues to shoot our page out there to everyone. So that means a lot to me. Oh, by the way, finally got it together, man. The Keep It Motorcycling shirts and hats, they are available, man. If you would like one, all you have to do is go to the Iron Elite page, hit the link, put in what you like, your size, know all your information, and man, we'll get you squared away, get you taken care of. They were a pain in the tail to me, man, but I finally got those things together, man. They were a pain in the butt, but we're ready. We're happy with what we got, the design, the whole nine. So, man, we get ready to get that thing rocking and rolling. And oh, by the way, if you're going to be riding this summer, man, you should be riding with that Iron Elite Rider shirt, the beige and black shirt, man. We put it together. We designed a shirt to ride with, not a shirt to just be pimping, parking lot pimping with. You can parking lot pimp with if you like, but this shirt is designed to get on the highway and ride yonder. You get it? Most Wanted just talked about it. She rock with her shirt every day going across the country. It's a Cool Max type material, man. You can wash that shirt in the bathroom at the hotel at night when you get in there, and then hang it up, and that shirt will be dry by the time you take off the next morning. Or you can drench that shirt in water and then put it on your body and ride with that shirt, man. It'll keep you cool. It'll keep the sun from tearing up your skin, you dig? And also in the wintertime, you can rock it with that shirt because you can wear a base layer and then put that shirt on. It's a lot of room. We designed that. They have reinforced a wristband so it doesn't flop up and you don't get the suntans on your wrist. It also has a reinforced neck. The shirt's not going to tear up and rip, and it's not going to draw up like cotton material. Oh, by the way, if you're rocking it on a motorcycle, you don't need to be wearing no cotton shirt anyway. You should be wearing something that's going to be keeping you warm and something that's going to keep you cool and something that's going to hold water while you're riding on your bike, man. So we have those available. If you like them, just hit the merch link that's on the Iron Elite page, home of the Ground Pounders reunion. And I'm going to, and I'm also going to start putting that link on the YouTube channel as well in the description. So you'll be able to purchase that link, man. That means be able to purchase that merch for your riding, man. So I think we've covered it all. If you have not got your hotel room booked for the Iron Elite event, February 8, 2025, please take this time to do so. We are taking the whole entire hotel. Don't call me. Don't hit me up at the last minute saying, Sarge, they got no more rooms left, because we're getting there. Please go ahead and book your room today. If you're looking for the link, it's in the Iron Elite Home of the Ground Pounders Reunion Facebook group page. It's at the top in the featured section. That link, I'm going to repost it again because I know somebody's not going to see it. So we're going to kick that up today. I think we've covered all the news and notes. Again, lastly, the Titan Award. If you know somebody who has what it takes and fits the definition of a Titan, please go to the link and go ahead and nominate a candidate to be a Titan. Please. It takes about 15, 20 minutes to fill out the link. It's worth it. If it's somebody that's doing great things in our motorcycle community, 15 minutes of your time is worth the sacrifice to be able to recommend those folks, because we're going to be closing out nominations the end of July. The end of July, we're done with it, man. Don't come to me and say, Sarge, I got somebody, but it took me to September. Bro, you are done. You are done. Do it today, man. It won't take very much time. I think with that being said, I think we've covered everything. Again, shout out to the STL Hogg sisters for making a successful ride. Detroit Randy, Henry and his crew, Michigan, South Carolina guys. Hey, man, ride safe, pound hard, fellas. We'll see you here soon. And for my riders that are coming up, the end of June, man, it is hot. Prepare yourself properly now for that ride. There's no reason to put yourself in harm's way because you're not prepared for the weather conditions, for the highway conditions. And oh, by the way, review these post interviews that we put up on YouTube before you do your ride. Man, there's nothing that disappoints me more than to have a person register for this ride and get ready to take this ride and have not taken advantage of all the tools we've put up for you to prepare you for this ride across the country. I bring guys on and girls on every day that are giving up the jewels, that are giving up nuggets on how to successfully make this ride. Please, let's take advantage of them. They give us our time. They share their time with us for us to be better motorcycle riders, you dig? So please, let's take advantage of that. And lastly, my man Kodak. Oh, by the way, he's an alumni, I-10 to the end. He's one of my I-10 to the end ambassadors. He is getting it in. Him, Frizz, Czar, PJ Breed, man, those guys are up there in Prudhoe Bay doing all kind of crazy things to their motorcycles, man, getting it up there. Those guys took off a few days ago. I think it's been about a week and a half now, probably close to 2 weeks. They started off at North Carolina, from North Carolina to Key West, the 0 mile marker, all the way up to Maine, all the way across Canada, from east to west, into Alaska, up the Dothan Highway, and on their way to Prudhoe Bay, man. If they're not ground pounding and y'all to go get on a different level, man, I don't know what one is. Man, all I could do was just sit down and just say, yeah, they them dudes, man. Ain't nothing I can say. Man, those guys are getting it in. They're doing their thing, man, and they're riding, man. God bless them. Let's keep them in our prayers. Let's follow them. Let's track them. Let's cheer them on. Let's just show them love, man. Those guys are doing special things on a motorcycle. And this is what we try to do on this platform is we try to, and we're going to be short. I'm going to kill this here in a minute, is that we try to inspire one another to be our very best on a motorcycle. You know, people would say sometimes, Sarge, you know, home of the elite motorcycle rider, home of the ground pounder, home of the yonder go getter. Hey, man, okay, let's do this. Let's say this real quick. The elite on iron. What this really means, man, is a community of motorcycle riders who want to be the very best motorcycle riders they can be. Through learning from one another, through teaching one another to accomplish all the goals that they have personally to achieve on 2 wheels or 3 wheels. It's not the person who rode a zillion miles that year. It's not that person who rode to Prudhoe Bay. It's not that person who rode to South America. Let me get it right. It is those people. But it's also the person who rode to 2 states over for the first time and they're proud of their accomplishments. Who rode coast to coast for the first time, who are proud of their accomplishments. Who wrote their first thou wow and they're proud of their accomplishment. Those are the motorcycle elite. Those guys and girls who challenge themselves to learn from us and to also teach back to us to be the best motorcycle riders they can. And also, by the way, after they achieve those things, they're willing to give of themselves for us to be a better motorcycle community. So when we say that elite on iron or iron elite, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Is enthusiastic motorcycle riders. And oh, by the way, people who love motorcycle riders. people who are related to motorcycle riders who support this whole get out. So with that being said, I think I'm done. I appreciate everybody as well. Hopefully you're having a great Monday. We're going to let you get about it and get about your day because, oh, by the way, the motorcycle parts ain't cheap, man. So go to work, make money, take care of your family so you can have the privilege of motorcycling, you dig?
All right, man, it's morning time. Get up, get at 'em, get your behind to work. The motorcycle parts ain't going to pay for themselves, you dig?
Hey y'all, it's Snacks reminding you to tune in to the Iron Elite podcast. You dig?
Hey, Sarge, everybody don't always want to talk about motorcycling. Everybody don't want to always talk about riding. I know. That's why we have the cooking channel. I know. But Sarge, that's too far to ride on a motorcycle. But Sarge, what if your back get tired? Well, Sarge, what if I get lost? I know what you're getting ready to say. Hey, Sarge, why you always have to play all that slow music? Man, I know I can't help it, man. But that fast rap music y'all listen to today give me heart murmurs. But hey, man, it's the Iron Elite podcast show where we keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this your man Kodak, the most hated, coming to you live from the Iron Elite podcast with my man, Big Sarge, where we always keep it motorcycling. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know what it is.
I was asked the other day, hey, Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.